Hi, welcome to another video on this channel. I believe many of you have heard of the popular graphic novel The Heartstopper, which is created by Alice Oseman and has even been adapted to a TV series on Netflix. So I trodden over this series as I was trying to find another BL manga on Amazon. I enjoyed this series a lot, and when I was going through it, I discovered some differences between the graphic novel and Japanese BL manga, and I would like to discuss them in this video. So the JP manga I would like to compare with is the JP manga AGARI no BOKURA ni TSUITE. So let me simply introduce both pieces of work to you. AGARI no BOKURA ni TSUITE by Rakuta Shoko is a story about Kanade and Mashiro. Kanade works for a publisher, and one day he reunites with his high school friend Mashiro, whom he didn't stay in touch with since graduating from university. Mashiro insisted on meeting Kanade again and gave him his number, so the story between the two then begins. The graphic novel Heartstopper by Alice Oseman depicts the love story between two high schoolers, Nick and Charlie. Charlie is in year 10 who is a bit anxious and nervous. Nick is in year 11 and belongs to the rugby club. He is energetic and sociable. Though both of them seem to be on the edge of the other side, they are gradually drawn to each other. So in this video, I will use AGARI to represent AGARI no BOKURA ni TSUITE, and Western manga or Heartstopper to represent graphic novels or comics that are created in English. I know that Western manga cannot be concluded and categorized in just 2 words, but this is only for my own convenience. One thing I would like to mention is how JP manga and Western manga handle the topic of sexuality. Relatively speaking, the characters in Heartstopper are more open with their sexuality. Like Charlie knew that he was gay at first, while Nick was gradually attracted to Charlie and found out that he in fact is bi. Whereas in JP, considering that the society is not that open-minded as Western society, the characters tend to hide their sexuality and even not make it clear unless necessary. In the manga, Kanade knew he was gay when he was in high school. Mashiro had feelings for Kanade too, but the writer didn't clearly say if he was gay or bi, and didn't mention if he had a relationship with either sex. By comparing the two, we know that in both types, some characters would know that they are gay or bi. In Heartstopper, the character's sexuality is made obvious. The difference is that in JP manga, not both sides, namely the seme and uke, would necessarily be gay or bi. They could be both straight or could be a combination of straight plus gay. So another topic is about coming out in both AGARI and Heartstopper. In Heartstopper, Charlie didn't come out by himself but was exposed by his ex, where he faced a lot of criticism and teasing. When Nick began to date Charlie, he didn't want to tell others that he is bi to others except his family. He took time to arrive at the stage where he felt comfortable telling others that he is bi. As for AGARI, Kanade didn't come out to anyone until he met Mashiro again. After being confessed by one of his colleagues, he also came out to some of his other colleagues. He never revealed his sexuality to his family members, not until he went back to his hometown to visit his family. When he was making out with Mashiro, his father bumped into the scene and they had a conflict. His father was shocked at first, but accepted Kanade's sexuality in the end. Noted that his father was shocked because he felt sad that Kanade could never have a child and know the feeling of wanting to protect one's child rather than being shocked at Kanade's sexuality. As for Mashiro, some of Kanade's colleagues know that he is Kanade's boyfriend. He told his mother about their relationship when his mother tried to find him in Tokyo. His mother just laughed it off at first, but when Mashiro told her that they are serious, she took time to process it, and in the end, she didn't completely accept the fact, but only accepted it because she wanted to respect her son's choice. I think no matter in Japan and Western, coming out is never an easy thing, and is why both cultures treat it with immense importance and spend time to elaborate on it. the person will definitely face criticism and unfriendly reactions. So Heartstopper took a longer time and used Nick to show the process and struggles of coming out or not. So while in AME AGARI, it focuses on the dramas that come after coming out. Generally in JP manga, there are a couple of typical reactions. So the omniscience female characters, mainly the mothers and sisters, where they would casually say that, oh, I kind of noticed that when you were at blah 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 stage because you never dated girls or boys. And the girl who has feelings to either male character would normally be shocked at first, then say that she will support the relationship. And the last type is the best friend of the main characters, where they would be shocked at first, but they could be supportive or unsupportive at the end. Maybe you could find that talking about family relationships in boys love manga is a bit weird, as it should be about the two main characters' relationship. However, I found out that both novel and manga have placed weight in elaborating the relationship between the characters and their family members. For Heartstopper, I haven't read any other BL graphic novels, so I can't make a comparison, but I noticed that the writer has focused a lot on depicting interactions between the main characters and their family members. Charlie has a lot of conflict with his mother, as she would be more strict and is worried about Charlie, while the snake's mother is supportive, but his elder brother is hostile towards him. In Heartstopper, they are more like supportive characters and have more weight in the story. In comparison, as the two characters in AME AGARI are grown-ups, they live on their own and their family members don't appear that much as Heartstopper. In JP manga, family members do appear, but more like peripheral characters or characters that help to push the story forward. The relationship could fall flat and stereotypical. AME AGARI is a manga that could depict family relationships deeply and profoundly, where the creator is able to blend the relationship into the character's growth, progress, and the story. Generally speaking, JP manga's family members don't have that much screen time, whereas in graphic novels they have more appearances. Another important element in comics and mangas are the side characters. In Heartstopper, many characters appear and many of them belong to the LGBTQ community, which rarely happens in JP manga. While in JP manga, there isn't many side characters appearing, so normally there will only be 5 to 6 at most, but AME AGARI counts as those with more side characters, as they have 3 to 4 volumes, giving them more space and time to allow other characters to appear. In JP, most manga would just end in 1 to 2 volumes, which is why I'm quite surprised that Heartstopper could put out so many volumes, giving characters sufficient time to depict their growth and change over time. So about the interaction and relationship between the main characters, in AME AGARI, both Kanade and Mashiro are adults, so the conflict focuses on their living habits and way of communication, like who does more housework and who should be responsible for what. Their relationship shows the complexity of being a couple, and it is never just about love and romance. There will be jealousy and other negative emotions, and when you start to live together, you find out that you have different habits and you have to find a way to compromise with each other. So for example, one time Mashiro got drunk after a nomikai and slept overnight naked at his colleague's place. The next day, he found out that Kanade phoned and messaged him many times, and he felt sorry and apologized once he got home. It seemed like Kanade was angry that Mashiro didn't contact him, but on top of that, he was worried that Mashiro would be taken by another man. In Heartstopper, as Nick and Charlie are teenagers, their relationship is more romantic. They don't really have a lot of conflict, as they are at a stage where they face a lot of changes, and whenever they are struggling or standing at a crossroad, Nick and Charlie are both supportive and encouraging to each other. In JP manga, there are many types of relationships. Some are abnormal, some are destructive, and some are typical. Toxic relationships exist as they cater for different tastes. AME AGARI depicts a rather normal relationship. It shows readers how Kanade and Mashiro meet each other again, get to know each other deeper, and form a stable relationship. As for Heartstopper, just when I thought Nick and Charlie share a healthy relationship too, at one point it is revealed that Nick actually relies heavily on Charlie and he feels that he is nothing without Charlie. If it is in a JP manga, this kind of reliance would be used as a kind of personality like yandere or so. Some might allow the character to realize it and make change, but some mangaka wouldn't fix the character but rather let the character be themselves. I would consider that the writer wants to spread the message that even if you are in a relationship, you shouldn't let the other to define you. So the last topic I would like to talk about is the showing affection. In Heartstopper, there are a lot of scenes where Charlie and Nick would make out and cuddle together, even when they are in public spaces. On the contrary, Mashiro and Kanade do have the same scenes, but only when they are at home. They held hands together outside for once, and one time they told a stranger that they are couples when they asked someone to take a photo for them. Overall, I think Heartstopper has more intimate moments, and this difference is essentially about the difference in culture. In a scene of AME AGARI, when they were just an inch close to each other, they heard someone's footstep and they took distance at once. But this doesn't mean that they don't show affection, like they would buy each other's favorite food after having an argument. Mashiro even prepared a wedding after he saw that Kanade was a bit envious that straight couples could normally have weddings. From above, you can see that JP and Weston show affections in different ways, like physical and verbal affection via other methods. No matter what type of interaction it is, I think both writers have given a lot of description of the main characters cuddling with each other, which I admit I enjoyed it a lot, and I think for this part both works are on the same page. So this is the end of the video, hope you have enjoyed. If you're interested in manga or novels, click the links in the description. Comment and subscribe for more contents. See you next time!